Shalom, friends. Welcome to Rob on the Rock. I'm Rob Vanoff, and I just wanted to make a short video about John chapter 1. Here you see the Greek text on the left, and it reads, En arche ein hologos, kai hologos ein proston theon, kai theos ein hologos. And on the right, I have the NASB 95, which is just as good as translation as any, I suppose, here. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. I've heard from people who insist that Yeshua is a created being. Another way to think of it is that they believe there was a time, or there was a time when Yeshua did not exist, and that he is a created being. This is common in Jehovah's Witnesses and some other groups as well, but that's false teaching. What we learn from John 1:1 is a few things. One is that en arche ein hologos, it's mapped right according to Genesis 1, for one, but this verb ein here is really crucial, and we see it occur 3 times. Ein hologos, and then it says hologos ein, you see it here, proston theon, and then kai theos ein hologos, 3 times. And it is, it's the word translated was in the English here, but it's important that we recognize Greek has an aspect dominance that we don't have in English. And the aspect of ein is what we call imperfective, ongoing action. And John deliberately puts an imperfective verb here. If you were to look up the Greek translation of Genesis 1, or just look at the Hebrew, Bereshit bara Elohim, in the beginning God created. Bara in Hebrew is perfective, and it's translated with a perfective aspect verb into Greek as well. In the beginning, apoiesin, God created. It's perfective. It implies that God already exists, that God exists outside of creation, outside of time. When John uses the imperfective verb here, ein, and associates the logos with theos, that what is true of theos, what is true of God, is true of the logos, of the word. And the ein here 3 times, even if we don't even need it all 3 times, just this first phrase itself, en arche ein hologos, means the logos preceded creation. It preceded the utterances through which the world was made. And then we want to contrast that with, I'm going to go down to 14, kai hologos sarx egeneta, and the word became flesh. Now this, egeneta, this verb is perfective. And we have it followed by another perfective, eskenosin in himin. The word became flesh and dwelt among us. That means, this describes the incarnation in terms of tabernacle theology. And so if you remember the tabernacle, that's God's holiness, which is outside of creation, outside of time. Mysteriously, by God's wisdom, inhabits space and time in the tabernacle. And that's the parallel that John wants us to grasp, that the Word, and what is true of God is true of the Word, is outside of creation, outside of time, comes into time and takes on flesh. The Word became flesh and tabernacled among us. And this is crucial for understanding that Yeshua is God incarnate, as Matthew cites the Isaiah passage, Emmanuel, he is God with us. So there you have it, John 1:1, en arche ein hologos, in the beginning the Word already was with God, outside of time, before creation, before even space and time. That's the miracle and wonderful declaration with which John starts his gospel. All right. Shalom.